back with another video, and today's video is just going to be a quick how-to on how I contour and highlight my face. I know I've gotten tons of questions on how I personally do it, so I'm going to be filming this for you just so you can see how I personally do it. There are so many ways to contour and highlight, but this is my everyday sort of going out contour and highlight. I mean, this might be a little bit advanced for some of you, but I'm sure you'll be able to get the hang of it if you just watch this video a few times. So if you're interested in this kind of video, definitely continue watching. And I also want to say I'm super sorry that I've been lagging on the videos lately. I know I've been asked by a few people like, what happened? But I just started school this week and I've been kind of busier than I thought I'd be, and I really want to aim to put out like 1 to 2 videos at least a week for you guys. So I'm gonna try to like really hard to time manage and make that happen. So yeah, so if you are interested, like I said in this video, continue watching. Thanks guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start with foundation. Of course, I'm using my Estee Lauder DoubleWear and my trusty beauty blender as always, and I'm just gonna spread that all over my face, dotting it all over, just so we're starting with a nice even base. And yep, you guessed it, we're going to blend that out. Alright, so on to the highlight. We're going to start with the concealer that's typically 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. And we're just going to start by applying this underneath your eyes in that triangle formation that I always talk about. It's just the best way to conceal dark circles and also brighten up the face at the same time. You want this area to protrude and be bright rather than recede like we will with the contouring parts. But right now we're just talking about highlights, so you also want to highlight a little bit or conceal underneath your nose where you might have broken capillaries or a little bit of redness. Everyone has it. And then you also want to apply a little bit down the bridge of your nose just to make it pop a little bit, as well as the center of your forehead because that's where light naturally hits, as well as the cupid's bow or top of the lip, and then the center of the chin as well. And you guessed it, we're just going to take our beauty blender and blend it all out, only in the areas that we placed it, just so it looks a little more natural and a lot more seamless. So now we must set the beautiful concealer that we just laid down so it won't crease or move anywhere, and we're just going to do that with a powder that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than our skin tone, same thing as the concealer. We're just going to press that, not drag that on the skin. Okay, so this is a little bit of an advanced step. You definitely don't have to do this, and you could have a gorgeous highlight just by doing the previous steps. But if you want it to pop a little bit more, you can use a method called baking, where you just apply a loose setting powder, anyone will do, to the areas that we highlighted with concealer. And you can press that into your skin with a brush or a beauty blender and let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes before wiping it away. This method is just going to help really bring out that highlight even more so, and it looks really fabulous in photos. But it's definitely all up to you. You can totally skip this step and still have a really great highlight. Alright, so while we're baking, we're going to go ahead and bronze the skin. I just like to do this so that it warms up the complexion before we lay down a contour shade. If we do this before, it helps make the contour shade not look so stark. You want to create dimension in your face, so you kind of have to put this first layer of color first before you build on top of it. So the initial places you want to hit are definitely your cheekbones, the temples of your forehead. If you have a larger forehead, you also want to hit the top of the forehead, the jawline, anywhere else you feel like you want to be bronzed, but I'll stay away from the areas that we highlighted for sure. Dun dun dun. Now for the Scary contour shade. These look really intimidating to some people, but really the key is a little bit goes a long way, and you want to use a smaller brush than the brush you use to bronze, and take a tiny bit of product on the brush, shake it off if you have to, and start back towards the top of your ear closest to the hairline and take the color towards the corner of your mouth. And you just want to blend that up rather than down, and just blend it into the bronze color that we already laid down. One thing you want to remember with contouring is that you're not trying to create something that isn't already there. You're only trying to enhance your natural bone structure. So don't get too crazy with it. Just the natural shadowing will look best. You also want to add a little bit to where we put the bronzer in the other places, like the temples, and a little bit on the jawline, just whatever's excess on your brush. Now we're going to just take a big fluffy brush and dust away what's left of our baking powder, and yeah, dust it away. Okay, so here is another advanced step that you definitely can do without. I typically like to do this step if my bronzer got a little bit messy and I just want to clean it up. You're going to take this same powder that we baked the other parts of our face with and just apply it right underneath the bronzer where you want it to stop. So I like to do it right along my natural cheekbone. It just helps to clean up the contour and make it look a little bit sharper, but like I said, it's definitely not a necessary step. You can have an awesome contour without it. I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist, so I take it to the next level. And as we did before with our baking powder, we are going to let that sit for a few minutes and then just dust it away with the big fluffy brush. And now it's time for my most favorite part of the highlight contour, is adding a highlighting powder. It's typically a powder that has a shimmer to it, most likely a gold, champagne, pearly color that you're just going to dust on the top of your cheekbones as well as any other areas you like to highlight. You can stop at the cheekbones, but like I said, I like to go extreme, so I apply a little bit to the top of my lip as well as the center or bridge of my nose. And you can add a little bit of blush to the apples of your cheeks, completely optional, but it does tie the whole look together. I'm using Warm Soul by MAC, obviously. And you're done. This is the final highlight and contour look. And wait for it. Wait for it. Eye makeup in a second. Don't you wish that was real life? Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a ton, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.